My name is Fabrizio Ferri. I'm a professor at Miami Business School. Here is my story. I was born in Rome, Italy, and came to the United States in 1996 as a master's student. Went to NYU to study, worked in consulting, went back to school for a PhD at NYU, and then I worked at Harvard Business School in Boston, New York University in New York, Columbia, New York, and then I came to Miami about a year ago in 2018. I think the appeal is that you can use knowledge and ideas from a lot of different disciplines. In some sense, it's a little undefined what business is from an academic standpoint, but it allows you to essentially borrow ideas from many different areas. And business affects life in big ways, affects society in big ways. So it's I think a topic which allows you to study human behavior in a very broad sense, in a very impactful sense, and be close to what happens in the real world every day. My research is focused on what we call corporate governance, which is essentially the set of checks and balances that are supposed to help an organization run smoothly. Okay? So essentially align the interest of all the parties involved. So specifically in the context of a public corporation, the idea of corporate governance is essentially the set of rules that make sure that managers act in the interest of shareholders and any other stakeholder, whether it's employees, debt holders, the community overall. So it's a very important area because it's essentially the mechanism that allows business to function for the for the benefit of society overall. In the 90s, there was this view that the goal of a corporation was to maximize shareholder value. So shareholder activism was very clearly directed on that. You want to make choices that are the best for the business, to maximize profits and so on. The objective function has become a lot more complex. What we call shareholders is institutional investors who manage money on behalf of, other investors who want to see in their investment also reflected their views about society, about corporate citizenship, and the realization of this corporation have a huge influence on society means that as an investor, you have a chance in some sense to direct the purpose of the corporation toward what the society you want to see. You want to see maybe more gender diversity. You want to see more, less gender pay disparity. And so the challenge for I think in corporate governance is how to design mechanisms that preserve the goal of the business as maximizing profits and generating value for the economy with these other goals. And I think that's that's what we're seeing in terms of a shift, and it's very hard to find a good balance on these things. Should companies be required to implement in some sense social policies that typically we would expect governments to implement, to what extent they are responsible for that. But if you think about large multinational corporation, you can argue that because of the structure worldwide, they may actually have an impact on society and these type of issues more quickly, more effectively than any government individually. So that's it's kind of redesigning or maybe pushing us back to rethink what's exactly the objective of these companies. And so I think that's going to be a very interesting development going forward. It's already happening, and it's not clear how it's going to shape.